That's right. It's another late night and time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag. And tonight we're pulling out. Oh, look, piece of candy. Not just any candy. The Salem Witch Candy, man. As in Salem Witch Candies, a Halloween tale, the most recent treat from Just Giggle It.
Yay! All
All right.
Oh boy. All right, folks. So, Dragon, for Halloween this year, my state is burning down to the ground.
Well, that's one way to light a jack. That's one way to light a pumpkin.
That's my scary shit that I have to deal with this year. Oh, God. God help me. Okay, so folks, we are here. It's a little earlier than usual for the grab bag, but you know what? My power might go off at any minute. So, alas, we're going to have to improvise. Dragon, this was released, I believe this was released not like last Saturday or something. I know it was released when you were at Comic-Con. So it's been a couple weeks.
Yes.
Right, and of course I was in the chat when this was premiering.
It must have, I think it was on a Sunday because it's when I got back from Comic-Con. At least I think.
I'm pretty sure it was a Saturday.
Actually, no, you're right. It was a Saturday. It had to be.
All right. So yeah, as you said, Dragon, this is the most recent sketch from JGI. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon, but I believe this is their second Halloween sketch, right?
I believe so, yes, because the other one they've done before this was Healthy Halloween. I mean, this at the very least it's the most direct like Halloween sketch that they've had. One that's actually Halloween in the title. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, point being, very Halloween related.
So now, Dre, I have no idea if this was intentional or not, but like one of the things I was saying in the live chat when it was premiering is, oh man, this has like a real To Kill a Mockingbird feel to it, with like the three Southern kids and the urban ghost stories and stuff like that. I don't know. It's like I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it does kind of feel like that, especially the Southern accents and the witch and everything. I mean, obviously Boo Radley in that book is not a witch, but it's kind of like a creepy old house and a weird, mysterious denizen that lives there. So I don't know. I got kind of some To Kill a Mockingbird vibes from this thing. I have no idea if it's intentional or not.
Well, the kids today, they can't get enough of Atticus Finch.
Hey man, Atticus Finch, don't if only Harper Lee hadn't published Ghost Set of Watchmen. Did you know that book basically destroys Atticus Finch's character? I
did not know that, no.
Yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent or anything, but basically, it's like this guy, this beacon of heroism in fiction, kind of a closet racist. It's really like, I do not know. Yeah, it's kind of a shame, but
anyway, back to the sketch.
I'm sorry. All right, so Dragon, what are you doing for Halloween, my friend?
Oh, the usual, you're dressing up, giving out the candy and that sort of stuff. You're kind of basking in it all.
I will be dressing up as Boston Rob from Survivor, and I will be just doing my job in my Halloween costume, so that'll be fun. And then because California is burning down to the ground, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything else that night. I don't even know if I'll have power that night, so yay.
It's funny. we have the opposite problem here. Okay, so you're fearing immolation by fire, essentially, at the moment. Me, I'm just hoping, very, very mundanely, I'm just hoping it doesn't rain.
Nice.
I just don't want it to rain Thursday.
Right. God. Oh, yeah. Hellfire is raining down from above us. I worked 8 hours outside in the smoke, and I probably should have had a mask. I'm probably going to die of cancer. Anyways.
Way to bum everyone out. I'm thinking of like I'm going to be able to hand out candy as Captain America this year. What do you?
Oh, God. I want to hand out candy as Boston Rob and just be like, oh. I don't know. I don't want to bore anyone with a Boston Rob quote, but all right. Anyways, enough of this pre-ramble, Dragon. Let's get right into the sketch. What do you have to say about this?
So yeah, Salem Witch Candies. I was really pleased to see them do something for Halloween. It's always nice when you do something kind of festive, especially in the sketch capacity. And again, we haven't seen them do anything since Healthy Halloween. That one was really funny, and I believe I forget if we timed that to. No, I think we lumped that in the Ponzi because that's where I came up with the whole de la Poncio.
That's the one. That's the origin.
Well, that's kind of what got it started because I was thinking, remember, he had the Knights on. I was thinking like Ponce de Leon, so I kind of figured out the whole like, Poncio. Basically, yeah, that gave birth to the whole Alexander Poncio. That was like the one
man,
before
that's
we
a
hit
big
us.
one.
That was before we hit Alexander Poncio.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
God.
regardless. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. It really was. One was great, and then again, it was like on the road. I had no idea like what was going to happen during this sketch, and boy, oh boy, it definitely plays on that to say the least.
Yeah, it's funny. When I first saw the title of the sketch, for some reason I thought it like had to do with the Blair Witch Project, and I felt really dumb. But
I
I got
wondered if they were.
I got excited for a second because I was like, "Ooh, JGI doing a found footage parody. That should be fun." But come to find out, Dragon, hot tip. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but during that live chat during the premiere, I kind of brought up the idea of JGI doing a mockumentary. And as a matter of fact, Poncio has one in the works, a sketch that is a mockumentary. It should be out. I believe Joshua Thomas said it should be out sometime in November. And I said, "Hey, that's awesome." It kind of calls to mind the Hour of Darkness podcast. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. All right. So without further ado, Dragon, let's do what we do best here. Let's break down the silly.
All right. So of course, the sell on this one is when you go trick or treating, sometimes you need to be worried about the treats. Of course, this was
Oh no! I should have said treat, not trick.
Why did I give you the option? Of course, this was directed.
BoJack Horseman humor, folks.
It was directed, written, and edited by, you guessed it, the original kind of Willy Wonka of our candy-based comedy here, Joshua Thomas.
Say it with me, kids. He's got 1 foot on the dock and 1 foot on a rocky boat. Because he's a man of many hats. Obscure Pirates of the Caribbean reference.
And he had many costumes in this case. All right, so we start off. We have 3 kids on Halloween, and JGI, they've always been kind of toying around with this, especially when you do like healthy Halloween and stuff like that. They've been toying around with how do we circumvent the whole like having kids in our sketches, and basically we pulled from one of my favorite sketches from JGI. We did a little bit of the Making a Murderer parody, where basically we have like a classroom full of kids, and of course there's like it's Poncio, and like Poncio wearing like a little if I remember, I believe Poncio even had like the full thing here where he had like the little beanie hat, like the little propeller beanie and everything. It was just this.
Oh yeah, right.
basically we're playing it, we're scaling him down, we're shooting him from angles to make him look as kid-like as possible, kind of like that, or like Krampus, but I think we perfected it by this point. As in JG, I imagine there's like, again, I don't know legalese of it quite yet. I don't want to presume to know anything here. I don't know, like sometimes very rarely we've had actual children in a JGI sketch. Very rarely, and that's usually in the early years for JGI, and that's probably because like you can only shoot certain hours with kids. I don't know how unionized JGI is. I don't even speculate on it, but you see what I mean.
Let's not get into like the legal mumbo jumbo here. We don't want to get them in hot water.
Exactly. My point is, we have three of our performers here dressed as kids, and they're very much shot like that. I love how we have like these overhead shots.
The camera angle is just great. It's just kind of shot like looking down at them.
Yeah, I tell you again, I'd have to double check and recently what's been done. Basically, Josh Thomas in the director's chair, which usually would be 9 times out of 10. Let's face it. But I do wonder. This might be the best thing Josh Thomas has directed in a while. And I think just in terms of our camera angles and everything, everything looks really really well constructed, well put together. It looks beautiful. This sketch really does. Oh, yeah. So let's go through our costumes here. So we have Poncio as Jack, and Jack is dressed as Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh. And I gotta tell you, that to me that's the price of admission alone right there. Like Poncio, Poncio in a Winnie the Pooh costume, like full on Winnie the Pooh costume. Like, okay, you've sold me. Then we have let's see, I believe it's Reagan James, I believe, is the God. I'm gonna double check that. But points we have Lucy here, who's Big Bird, or I guess Little Bird in this case. I don't know if there's like a kind of a baby version of Sesame Street or what. But I mean, we say Little.
Don't blow the Little Bird sketch. Let's build the Little Bird gag. Let's build to that. She's Big Bird for now.
Big Bird. And we have Joshua Thomas as a lion, or Nelson.
Just like
in this
a
case.
generic ass lion.
You will know the name Nelson by the end of the sketch, folks. It is the ultimate punchline. It is.
All right.
So you have three kids.
Like we said, we're kind of filming them from above to kind of like mask their height.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like looking back and forth, maybe a little nervous, kind of darting eyes at each other, maybe walking into a sketchy neighborhood. We see the text somewhere in the South, October 31st.
In the South, somewhere in the South.
Let's see, they walk by a creepy raven Halloween decoration that glows red, or the eyes glow red, I should say.
Oh yeah.
And then we see the smoke come up on a black title screen, and we see Salem witch candies. Now, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon, but we have not seen AGI do a proper like title card often. I'm sure they've done it, but seems to be a rare thing.
Well, considering that for the longest time, JGI has like the search engine built in.
Oh yeah, right.
But remember, they've kind of gotten away from that in with the recent sketches. Like basically the old ones, the archival stuff that we've been going through, they've had the search engine in place. Like all the early sketches have the search engine, or at least like maybe not the very first ones, but after like the first 5 or so, then they have like the search engine built in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most, like 912. I'm saying, like, if you go like social network, I don't think it's there. But
yeah, sure.
Point being, they've been trying to get away. They said this one, you'll notice this one doesn't have like a sketch number on. I think that's kind of indicative of I think they're trying to break away from the numbered sketches of it all right now. I think they're really just trying to have the
sketch stand on their own.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Because people are going to remember the names anyway before they remember the numbers. I mean, we're the only psychos who keep track of the numbers.
I've been phasing that out.
Yeah.
I've been doing it on the podcast, but that's probably about the only one I actually number. And movie memoirs as well. I've been doing it, which is kind of redundant that I do it on movie memoirs because it's like it's the number of what month it is in the year.
Yeah.
So the October movie memoirs is going to be episode 10. Although, granted, once we get into, the next year and beyond, it'll be a little more relevant anyways.
Anyway. So we have like good effects work here, like the little fog effect, like the little heads and everything. It's really neatly done. So our trio, they come from a house.
Go ahead, sorry.
Anyways, we have like the trio here. They come from the house with Candy, and we have Joshua Thomas playing a Southern character, doing kind of a Southern voice. And
man, I can't believe I got a full-size bar.
So real quick, what's funny to me? I know you don't watch this, and you're very anti anything in association with this. But on Young Sheldon, there's this character.
Oh yeah, fuck Young Sheldon
again.
Big Theory.
Come on,
all that noise.
Big Bang Theory in your case. Speaking of Young Sheldon, I'm telling you, even if you're not a fan of Big Bang Theory, I think Young Sheldon might grab you. I don't know.
Oh man, I hate the Sheldon Cooper character, Dragon. You know this.
Yes. Anyway, your hang-ups aside, the point I'm trying to get across here is Sheldon's brother on the show, Georgie.
Sheldon Cooper's character is like the Jar Jar Binks of nerdom.
I think you're making.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, my point is Georgie, Sheldon's brother on that show, sounds almost identical to what Joshua Thomas is doing in this sketch.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah. Anywho, so point being, when Joshua Thomas says Nelson here, says, I'm sorry, as you just said, I can't believe they gave out full-size bars.
Nelson, you dummy! That's just a fun-size bar with a Sharpie through it.
Sharpie taking down the N, so basically we've turned the N into 2 L's, so it's like, it looks...
Dang it!
Cool. I love how it's so obvious. Again, they're holding like tiny candy bars, like the fun size bars, very obviously. But they're saying full, so like, wait, what? And they look as though it's just such a ridiculous way to cheap out to try to make the candy seem full. Like someone's gonna go to all this effort, like the market with a Sharpie, but you're gonna fool a kid like Nelson. There's hysterical. But importantly, we set the dynamic between Jack and Nelson here, and again, just Ponce always doing with Jack here is just priceless. And what's funny to me, it really seems like kind of an inverse of the A Man's World sketch where you had Wade Carrington and Todd off camera. And of course, we kind of reversed the roles here, where Todd was the authoritative one, and Wade Carrington was the dope.
Oh man.
Okay. Wade, can you take the boobies off the wall? Bob's gonna be home any minute.
And yeah, Joshua Thomas is basically his catchphrase in this is just "dang it."
Yep. All right, let's see. So Lucy, little girl here, she fears going to the house next door. Why does she fear it?
Because she heard a witch lives here.
And we have this great visual gag.
Door that just has like lettering above the door that literally says "a witch lives here."
It's great. This great visual comedy there. That's not a. This to me is great. I love how Jack comes in here and says, "She's not a witch. She's just the old lady Spellman." Which I do wonder, is that a Sabrina the Teenage Witch reference? I would love to think so. Sabrina Spellman, that was her last name in the show. Anywho, so regardless. Anyway, it's just like, and we go to the sign yet again. We look down, and it says, "A witch lives here, Sue Spellman." And no, actually, it's a witch lives here, and
Sue Spellman. Yeah,
and Sue Spellman. That's hysterical. Anyway, so. See, she's not a witch. She's a descendant of witches. Which, of course, it's the old age.
Made with a witch. It's cool.
For the kids out there is something called a Wiccan. Most people are like, you're descend from witches. It means they're Wiccans, as in they were healers that may or may not have been seen as witches, but Wiccan by nature. But again, witches, the shorthand. There's a whole Scooby-Doo movie on it. I encourage all of you to check it out. It's called Witch's Ghost. Anyway.
I'm sorry, I just love how you randomly threw in that promotion.
Well, it does turn to. God, I think you're 20 or 25 this year. I think it's 20. Anyway,
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 20 because it
came out 99.
Yeah.
99, but yes. All right. Anywho, sorry. It's back in point. So then we have we have Nelson coming in here with the line here. It's just,
she's not a witch. She's just a descendant of witches.
You mean she inherited the witch's money when they died? Nelson? Nelson, you idiot. Descendant, not dependent. So she came from up high? Nelson, you are not a smart person. God, that's one of the great lines. Nelson, you are not a smart person.
That is one of the better Ponce lines in this. Yeah, I agree.
All the put downs are just priceless in this. They really are. Okay. So then we get the simple tricks here, as in we scale them down by having the camera up. Basically, the shot we have before us right now, we have like the camera up above and looking down on them while they're probably on their knees or something, just to add to the effect. Just to kind of really sell it. They are scaled like kids, and we see them like knock on the door, a little low to the ground. Again, I think the effect sells.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, let's see. So then we have out from the shadows appears Sue Spellman or the witch. Again, it said and, so maybe it's not Sue Spellman. Maybe it's the witch.
You're right.
Here's my little headcanon. Exactly, that's my headcanon. They're roommates. So of course, the witch here played.
I like to think that Sue Spellman is just some like old hippie lady.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So the witch is wonderfully played by the up and comer on JGI. Who's kind of been welcomed into the fold. And I want to see her do more things because the second role we've seen her as, Christine Vetta.
Oh man, and she just absolutely kills it, man. She's so funny in this, and I totally agree with you. I do want to see more from her.
She had me sold when she played Misty in the recent Pokemon.
Yes, that was very good as well. Yeah.
And I really want the he'll shoot. He'll call. She's like, yeah,
God.
point being, I think she's really funny, and I think really she's really playing it up as a witch and just like really off kilter, but at the same time just really into the holidays. It's really awesome. So, but let's see. So then she's going through the list of the who's who here. Says, Winnie the Pooh,
Little bird.
and Little Bird. That's the thing. Do you think it's actually
Up so much, but it does.
So do you think it's like a Sesame Street like for kids thing, or like like and those like Muppet Babies, they used to market Sesame Street to babies, and I think they had like a sort of there might have been baby like infantized versions of the Sesame Street characters. Do you think it's like an actual little bird, or just like?
No, I don't think so. My guess is that the gag is just that she, is just misremembering the name or something.
Yeah, because that's what I read the first time as okay, she's getting it wrong. But then again, I thought, well, wait a minute, there was like all this, there was like a baby Muppets. Maybe there's a baby Sesame Street. I'm not privy to. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I know there was a baby Muppet. I don't know if there was ever a baby Sesame Street.
Yeah. Anyway,
I know there was baby Muppets. There was baby Looney Tunes.
I know there wasn't a show for him, but I'm saying
kids. What else?
I'm saying marketing wise, I think there might have been. I don't think they had it. I know they never had a show for it. That's why I'm thinking that has to be a gag. Because there's never a show or anything for like how would people anyway.
Well, Dragon, we all know one thing: a pup named Scooby Doo is the best of that weird off-brand of show.
Well, yes.
All right.
Why is there any doubt? Yes. Anyway. Okay, so Tom Ruger magic aside, getting back on point here. So the witch has special candies. There's something really special for the kiddies here, and what is that specialty?
It is the Salem witch candy. Or no, I'm sorry, it's just Salem candy.
Salem witch candy. Oh, I'm sorry, Salem candies. You're right, Salem candies. I'm thinking of the sketch name right now. It's Salem candies.
Yeah.
So what's okay? I love the sell of these things. So it's such a ridiculous, funny idea.
Salem candy.
So each candy has the last quote.
I love the spray can. I love the spray can.
As the last quote of victims from Salem witch trials. And this is what
we love our fake products, my friend.
Yes, we have. For those who may not be aware, because I don't think we've ever mentioned this on the grab bag, but
I don't think we have. We definitely mention it a lot when we do our Christmas podcast.
We throughout kind of our niche stuff like Christmas in July or maybe a little bit of seasonal shenanigans, even now and again haunted holiday hijinks. Not this season, but in the past.
Reptar bars and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. We so basically we will either be inspired by basically we'll see these ridiculous products or fictional products that are in the shows, and they'll become a running gag. Like in the Keen and Kel Christmas episode, there's Kel wants.
This is the big one.
Kel wants a tuba phone, and we used to have this gag where basically every time
a tuba that you can also use as a phone.
Exactly, there's a tuba where they had a little corded line in the horn part of it. So. And it was just great. We'd bring it up like, okay, that's right, kids. Tuba phone spelled T-U-B. And anyway, so ridiculous, like rock soup and just ridiculous stuff like that. Just all sorts of fun, bizarre products. Anywho, getting back on points. The point is that we love kind of our quirky products like this. So of course, I think deep down it takes us back to the Amanda Show. We had all these ridiculous commercials that were kind of take off of SNL. So we love that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm adding a logic to it, like the meat cereal and everything, I don't know. Anyway, so Salem candies. There's this ridiculous sell of like the last quote from the Salem witch trials, and this is where it really gets me. I love the fact of like how you describe the taste. How do you sell the taste of these things? Well, it's basically a Twix without the caramel.
All right, I love Twix. Caramel's my favorite part.
Nelson, you dim-witted individual. There's everything.
Individual. I just love Poncio's wording here.
Poncio is on fire. This sketch, he really is. There's everything but caramel.
Dang it.
And we had this great exchange. I love it. Basically, in the middle of basically what the sketch is all about, with like the sales pitch of the Salem candies and this whole like, the encounter with the witch, we have this great tangent that we've set up so well with the dynamic between these two characters. Nelson, I'm just saying, Jack, I'm just saying stuff. You demean my intelligence at every turn. I thought we were friends. My dad makes me hang out with you.
Oh, yeah? Well, my mama makes me hang out with both you dummies.
So shush. And then this is what cracks me up with oh god, like Reagan James here. I know we don't see her often. I can't remember if you've seen her anything else before this, but I don't know if she's a new recruit or not. But the point is, like, she was really good in this too. We had this really great bit, which is like, I love how she jumps back into where the sketch was right here. Which is so from Dying Witch's from Dying Witch's last words, you say? Quotes from a dying witch, you say? Just gives them out, and then this is where Vet is just doing some great stuff here. She's like,
"Oh yeah, this is crazy.
This is just crazy.
Here have all the Salem candies."
He gives them all out and laughs. It's like remember the one in this is gonna be an obscure pool, so brace yourself, okay? We're all over the place with our tubaphone references and everything.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so remember A Christmas Story? Remember you had the Wizard of Oz characters in the department store?
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that one more time. Wizard of Oz characters in the department. What?
Yeah, in the department store from A Christmas Story, and you had like the Wicked Witch of the West, like going there to entertain the kids while waiting in line.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Exactly. Basically, like the Wicked Witch, they're just like kind of the enthusiasm just bringing there's a little bit of like, yeah, just giving out all the candy to the kids. Take them all! And I love that she ran to get more, then come back.
Yeah.
It appears I've run out. I'll be right back. That's great.
Dragon, I want to just to like throw in some trick or treat conversation. Were you ever one of those kids who took the full bowl of candy that was left on the porch? Because I know I did once or twice.
You did?
Yeah, I feel bad about it, but I did.
That's sacrosanct, man. How could you? Oh god!
Okay, if it makes you feel any better, we were like in a group, so we like split it like 2 or 3 ways. But
that makes it a little better. But still, man, you mean you took everything out of the bowl?
I would not do it nowadays, but yes, as a little kid, I was a selfish little son of a bitch.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like the golden rule. Like you respect the bowl rules. It's the trust that we've built society on, man.
Jeez, I didn't know this would be like so much of a sticking point for you.
I'm just saying this is I don't. That's not good, man. That's bad karma, man.
You're like fucking pulling this up like it's like some deep, dark, shady secret from my past.
No, but it's not good.
All right. Anyway. I apologize to anyone in the school section of Rodert Park in the 90s.
I apologize for my associate here, folks. I had no idea about this criminal element from his past.
Jesus Christ!
Anyway. I'm half kidding. I'm half kidding with most.
I know you are.
Emphasis on the half, but All right. Anywho, golden rule violations aside, speaking of we now have our candy. Let's divvy it up and basically get to later in the sketch here. The kids they're chowing down, unwrapping the candy. Which, by the way, a little PSA for the kids. I've heard most of this is what's so here's my half of the trick or treat thing. Okay, so. Isn't it so trippy? I remember we were always cautioned, like, have the candy inspected because you have razor blades and apples and everything. I had no idea until adulthood that some of that may have been rumored. Some of that may have been like propaganda, to get people basically.
Well, I mean, I definitely know that there were definitely cases of. Oh God, I actually I don't mean to get super dark on this, so be prepared, but I actually just watched a video a couple days ago about like, I think where this myth kind of originates from, which is that, oh God, I'm sorry, Drake, just like seriously, folks, like this is going to get dark. All right. I apologize, but apparently where this originated from is that a father, like back in the 70s, actually gave his kid candy that was mixed with cyanide.
Oh, God.
Insurance, or not health insurance, life insurance.
To get life insurance.
To get life insurance, yes, because he just took out like a big life insurance policy on his kids that his wife didn't even know about.
Wow, that's crazy. It's
Yeah.
kind of it's kind of the reverse of the message of the it's kind of the reverse of the message of check the candy. It's more like because you have the parents check the candy. In this case,
Exactly
don't
right.
let the parents. Check it. I don't know. The point is like, folks, as a kid, it was so simple. As in, like, they had like in schools, they would tell you, okay, kids, when you're gonna go trick or treating over the weekend or whenever it was, okay, listen, remember, have your parents check the candy. Have like a little diagram of like it could be razor blades in the thing. It could be this in the thing, and well, it could be poison, razor blades, all this sort of stuff. So make sure you have a check. I was like, I live by that rule. Okay, we're gonna have a check. It's gonna be all safe and tidy there, like nothing unwrapped.
Mhm.
Of course, anyway, so sorry, getting back on point, tangents aside here, but again, a little PSA, take it for what you will. Apparently, it's come from either cyanide poisonings or propaganda, so the jury's out on this. But let's just move on. Point being, the kids they're unwrapping the candy, and we just
I swear to God, I'm not a witch.
I love the
Dang
fact
it!
it's like
I swear to God, I'm not a witch.
I love the fact it's like another like I got another swear to God I'm not a witch. Me too.
They have the perfect comparison. I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but the perfect comparison is it's like a Pidgey in Pokemon Go.
It was funny that you heard Pidgey, right?
Yes.
I heard pigeon, which made it struck it as funny. Like they're not getting the Pidgey right. They're thinking it's like I got a pigeon in Pokemon Go.
No, I'm pretty sure I heard Pidgey.
Alright, okay. I'm saying that's the way it should go. I was thinking like, okay, maybe these guys just aren't even getting that right, but
Oh, God. Well, I wouldn't put it past Nelson.
of course, oddly enough, he was also Ash Ketchum, so it makes it even funnier.
Oh, God. Right.
Anyway, okay, the point being, let's see. So then we have so Lucy. She got let's see. I just had oh, this is a stare. This is dark. We had some really great dark humor on these kind of these fortunes within the on these quotes within the Salem candies here. I just know how to read. And that's like a poor girl, a poor kid, just like knew. I just know how to read, and then burned at
I
the
love
stake.
my mother. Please tell my mother I love her.
Yeah, this is just the classic JGI Sandberg. We're going really dark with it here, but again, kids while they're eating candy, it's like, I love my mother. Please tell my mother I love her.
And then, yeah, another I swear to God I'm not a witch.
Like a Pidgey in Pokemon Go. Dang it! How come none of these fortune cookie Twix got caramel in them? And Potts
Oh my God, Nelson! I hate you.
Just great. Okay, so then we push in. This is one time with the direction. I think it's so well directed. We have this great push in. So then Nelson is unwrapping the next one here.
Yes,
And
yes.
he's reading he's reading the quote, which says, "I am a witch, and Nelson, if you're reading this, I'm going to take over your soul." And this is the classic JGI turn here, where again you think it's going one way, where it's kind of honestly it's kind of like a double. It's kind of a double twist for JGI when you really think about it here, where you think, okay, oh god, we just had this thing with these kids. They've gotten they've gotten this eerie, this spooky candy. They're unwrapping it, and of course, like now it's like, oh god, now some supernatural is going to happen to them, and we push in, and Nelson says, "Hey, this one's got caramel in it."
And then hard cut to da da.
No. Remember, this is Jack's final straw. Jack gets up about to attack Nelson.
Of course. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
So that's the great subversion. You think, okay, so Nelson's going to be possessed. And it's like, nope, he's finally got his caramel and just Jack's head up to here with him. So again, it's like, it was safe the whole time. It's just unique branding.
All right, but Dragon, that was a great sketch, but oh my God, do we have the cherry of all cherries on top?
Oh, yes, we do. This is the cherry Tootsie Pop of the bunch here, fellas.
God. By the way, Tootsie Pops definitely, I would put them in the top tier of Halloween candy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
because they last a long time. That's what I like about them.
See, for me, here's my goal. Here's my holy grail of trick or treat candy. Okay, you have they're the Tootsie Pops, sure, but like the candy for me, the long Tootsie Rolls. I don't mean
yeah. I know what you're talking
I want to
about.
make sure. So I'm not talking about the long, kind of triangular ones. I'm talking about ones like they mold them, like you break it, like like the weird. I hate not those. I'm talking like just it's like a little Tootsie Roll, but it's elongated. That's what I'm talking.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I hear you.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's to me. That's
very specific, but I hear you.
yeah.
All right. So what is the mother of all post-credit stingers, Dragon?
So of course, now it's so great. They've had this on file and they've played this a couple times, and of course, you and I, we love Upside Down Poncio. In this case, his proper name, Upside Down Alex. So Upside Down Alex appears, and we start to play the stinger as it usually goes. Right, whoa! Oh boy, this is gonna be a day for me, or something along those lines. But then we have a twist.
Oh God!
So what happens? So the lights begin to flicker on and off. No, basically the lights begin to flicker, and Poncio is then we reverse the shot. So basically, it looks like Upside Down Alex is eaten, and like he's a belch and everything. Oh, poor Alex, he's been devoured by some unseemly. It's just that uneasy like dot 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 at the end of a slasher movie practically. It's great, and we have this great callback to Healthy Halloween, where at the end of Healthy Halloween, we have this great. Everything cuts to black with the more Halloween version, the Halloweenized version of the JGI logo with Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that creeps me out even more. At the end, they added something to it where there's a little bit of technical difficulty at the very end. That's really unsettling. It's kind of like a Mr. Robot thing.
Sure. All right, and that is all she wrote, folks. Final thoughts, Dragon.
I think it's very well shot. I think honestly it succeeds on performance alone, but it has this everything's just kind of firing on all cylinders. It's a really clever twist. It's kind of a clever anti-climax of a twist, but a respectable one nonetheless. That kind of gets it the rest of the way. It's just it's kind of a fun. Again, it's just really clever. The whole Salem Candies of it all, such a dark joke of a candy that then just has oh no, everything's fine. Just this is we have this one annoying kid. It's just annoying the crap out of Poncio. It's quite delightful. I gotta tell you, it's really a nice little entry film for Halloween. It'd be nice if they could do like a Halloween sketch every year, but the few that we do have, this is pretty great.
Yeah, I was very happy with this one. I really was. Of course, watching it live with the audience was fun, but I really think this is a great kind of I don't know, Dragon. For some reason, the Southern quality to this really gets to me. It really helps sell the mood,
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just think because the Deep South is filled with ghost stories and haunted mansions and stuff way more than any other part of the country. So I think that was just kind of a stroke of genius on their part to have that. And like you said, it's very well shot with the perspective and everything. Everyone's doing a really great performance, good writing, great fake product, gets you in the Halloween spirit. Overall, very good sketch. All right.
Yeah, that does it for us. Oh, before we get out of here, we should just quickly, because we don't have to be as extraneous about this time, folks. Keep your eyes peeled. Hit those little notification bells because apparently they're useful. Hit the little notification bell on Just Giggle It because for those Harley Quinn and the Joker fans, episode 6 is happening. It's happening.
We don't have a date, but yeah, it's definitely going to happen at some point in the very near future.
About let's say a week or so ago, we had the imminent warning. So maybe they're going to get in on Halloween. For all we know, I emphasize this. I'm not saying it's going to be on Halloween. I'm saying could it be the last week of October? Could it be we're going for a Day of the Dead thing? Could it be early November? I don't know. It's entirely possible. The point being, folks, episode 6 is happening. Make sure you're there. Don't miss out on the party. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be great. Trust me, episode 6, it's going to be worth checking out, folks. And again, 6 will breathe the way to 7, which quite possibly could be the best episode yet. So, folks, watch 6. Enjoy yourself. Binge episodes 1 through 5. Then get the 6. If you're waiting, watch the other ones while you wait. Might as well. That does it for us until the next exciting reach into Just Giggle It Grab Bag.